everyone. I'm gonna make some stuffed blossoms. I was looking back on my other video, one of my first videos, and that was the stuffed blossom. And I thought, oh my God, I need to delete it. Only because my back was turned on you the whole time, and I thought, well, so I think I've been cooking enough to get this a nice blossom, but then I'm going to do like a little bit of fritters with these blossoms. So first thing I'm going to do is preheat my cast iron skillet in here. There we go. I have it on low right now, and of course, wash your hands. Okay. Always wash our hands before we start cooking, right? Well, okay. So, when you're in search of a good blossom, they usually have them at the farmer's market, and you can probably get some really good deals. Or if you have a garden, you can just pick them. I mean, basically, a squash blossom, a blossom is an unpollinated blossom. When they're pollinated, they turn into this. But when they are pollinated, they turn into this. And if they're not pollinated, these are what you get. These beautiful flowers, and I collect them and make tostadas out of them, and then I picked some also that had partially, because we have so many, that partially have some flowers at the end that are partially growing into the zucchinis, and you could use those as well. So I have a few that I'm probably going to use, and I'll put those aside. Well, and these are for my other, this is for the other part of the garden. Got a little tomato, and found some green beans, but that's not what we're going to do today. We're going to do some squash blossoms today. So I'm going to put this aside. I have a couple of other ones, and then I'm going to go ahead and we'll get started on those. So, okay. Basically, you want to fry it, and there's so many different ways that you could use in frying your blossoms. Like I said, you can make them into fritters, or you could just just kind of you can make them like I would say like the same technique as a chile relleno, which means you can fluff up the batter and make it like a souffle. You mix egg whites, and then you can gently add the egg yolk, and then you add a little bit of flour, and you can do it that way. But I'm gonna do like a batter. I'm gonna season the batter because I just think it's just better, if you just do it batter. But it's your preference on how you want to do it. So, like I said, there's different techniques and there's different ways, and you could do the cornstarch and where it's just cornstarch and some bubbly water and a little bit of flour and season it up. You can do it that way, and I've done it that way before, but I kind of want to put some more texture or more oomph in there. How can I say? I want to make it a little bit heavier. So while that's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that the bottom, I'm going to do extra virgin olive oil and my canola oil mixture. And that's expeller press, and this is organic. They're both organic, so I'm happy about that. Because I want some flavor in my blossoms. So what I basically have like a nuchato. I don't even know how to spell it or pronounce it, but it's a low-calorie cheese, cream cheese, and then of course I have the goat cheese. So I have like half and half. And then you just kind of, you want to soften it up. You want it at room temperature. You're gonna fill these in, and you have to have it pliable. So, and then I like to use the pastry bag to fill them up. A lot of people use the spoons, but I thought, I fell in love with the pastry bag. So, where's my knife? Oh, there it is. So, I got some basils for my little herby garden here. Turn that on. And I got some basil leaves, and I rinsed them off, of course, and I'm going to chiffonade them. Thinly slice, same thing as chiffonade. And then I'm just going to chop them up. And I kind of want to give it a Mediterranean flavor to it. So I have a green onion, and I'm going to go ahead and thinly slice. And I have some more green onions that are soaking. And I'm going to go ahead and thinly slice this one. Put it into my I'm listening to this music. It's pretty rad. That's pretty cool. You may not like it. I was trying to debate, they have a lot of music out there. And see how that makes a lot there. You don't want a lot of that oniony flavor, unless you want oniony flavor. Get my stuff together. And what do we call it when we get our stuff together? Everything in its place is called mise en place. I'm going to just put a little pinch of salt and pepper. You don't have to. Okay, maybe a couple. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of lemon in there, just to soften it up. Okay. A little bit more. Oops. See how that's getting nice and moist? And you can taste it to see if that's the flavor you want. Put this aside from my fritters. And what I'm looking for is that nice clean taste. I keep dropping stuff today. That's delicious. Put a little bit more lemon in there. Yum. You can zest the lemon if you like, to bring it a little bit more intense flavor. Basically, but I want to add a little bit of sweetness to it. I know. I thought about it, and it's like, so I had these figs that were a little outdated, but I was able to save some of the the parts, and they're organic. Some of the parts that were I took the seeds off of them, and then so I was able to save parts of them so that I can put them in. So I can put a little bit of sweetness, and I think that's going to give it like a real Mediterranean flavor. Yeah, I always come up with these concoctions. Okay, that's nice. So I'm going to give that a little taste. The sweetness, or you can add some honey. That's delicious. I'm going to add a little bit of honey if you'd like, but since I have these figs, why not? Okay, so what you do is you take a piping bag. I'm going to get this ready. take the largest tip that you can get, and you cut the piping bag, or you could use a Ziploc bag and cut the tip of it. And just kind of hold it in like that, put it in like that. You twist it and you stick it in the tip. So, and then take your stuffing. Okay. And another element, another ingredient you can put some toasted nuts in there, give it a little crunch. You could do that. That's yummy. Right. I feel like I've come full circle in these videos since last one I made wasn't really one of my best. There we go. Okay. So that's ready to go. So I'm going to set this aside. Oops. You don't want to lose your flowers. You definitely don't want to lose they're priceless. For me, I feel like they're the flowers are the gold of the garden. And anytime you could use a flower, they're like the diamonds of the garden. Anytime you could use a flower with, in your cuisine, it's just taking it to a whole different level. It's like a delicate, way of cooking and adding a lot of love in your cooking. So that's how I see it. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put a couple eggs in there. And this you don't have to follow this one. Like I said, there's many recipes that are out there, but like I want to make some fritters as well with this. So I'm going to mix it, add a heaping pinch of salt and pepper. I have some granulated onion powder and granulated garlic powder. Add some of this mineral water. And I'm just kind of winging it. So I'm looking for like I would say I'm looking for like a consistency of like a light batter, almost like a glue. So, then I'm going to take some cornstarch, put it in there, just a little. That's like about a good heaping tablespoon. And then I'm going to take some all-purpose flour. That's a nice heaping cup. And I'm going to go ahead and stir it up. Mix it. Go ahead and use a whisk. Now I want it as smooth as possible. Okay, now what I'm going to do, so I have this big bowl of water. So I'm going to take, and you don't have to, but I like cleaning them. I like making sure there's no little, I keep everything intact. You could take the inside out, then it doesn't really bother me. It might bother some others, can take the little inside of that, oops, be careful, it's over here. Like I said, you don't have to clean them. I know. In the morning is the best time to pick them because they just are beautiful flowers. It's already in the afternoon, so they're like, I'm going to sleep. Now, so you can pull those little tiny things out. If you're picky, you could just pull them out if you like. These I'm going to go ahead and pull out. I think those, I'm going to use the ones that I can most likely fill up. And you can always store whatever you have left, because if you have a garden, you're going to get some. You're going to continue to get them. And these are probably used as fritters for fritters. Okay, I'm going to stick this aside. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and give those a good rinse. I think that's good enough. Let those dry over there. I have this drying over here. That's drying off. I'm going to take a plate, put a little bit of flour on there because I want to coat them. I'll do a couple so that you can see. And you just take your flour like that. Okay, you take your flour, you take your piping bag, and you just fill it up. Okay? And then you take your little petals of your flour, and then you just kind of, you know, cover up all the cream cheese. Roll it in the flour. Take the excess dust off. Okay. And you just dip it in your batter. And you just lay it in there. It's that simple. It's getting all the stuff together is probably the hardest part. And then you just take that, roll it in your flour, okay. Put in your batter. Turn it up a little bit more because you want it to cook, but you don't want to burn them because they're delicate. Roll it in your flour. Put in your batter. Turn that up just a little bit more. And it doesn't take long to cook. Basically cooking the batter. And you could use, again, you could use like ricotta cheese, and a combination of ricotta cheese and some other kind of your favorite cheese, if you prefer. It's up to you. But I like cream cheese and I like the goat cheese flavor because the goat cheese to me is real pungent, and I love that. Pungent, and gives it a little sweet with the cream cheese. And I think. Take those and just put them in there, and then you have them. You have these beautiful flowered stuffed zucchini flowers. They're so easy to make. It should be available all summer long. And then you just let them fry a little bit, and then you just keep flipping them over. Make sure they get that nice fry onto that little, you want them a little bit tinted. It's been a while since I made these, but, and they're quite delicious. I would serve them with a tomato tomato coulis. I would make a tomato sauce, and I would just put them on a plate with the tomato sauce with the flowers on top as a entree or appetizer. If you're working in a restaurant, or if you want to impress your guests, that's how I would serve them. Yeah. Oh, these are turning out to be really nice. I'm going to have to put some more oil in them. They're fairly easy to make. It's just, you have to be patient, and they're delicious. I might have to rotate them like on the sides as well. And those fritters, I'm going to do, the next clip is going to be the fritters, so that you'll see how to make those fritters, which is really easy as well. See that? Basically, that's what they look like. Can you see? Actually, make sure you see. You're able to see that. And yum. Let's try one. Oh my goodness. Let them cool for a minute because they're extremely hot. My goodness, these are so delicious. Okay, put less cheese in them. Okay. So my next clip is going to be the fritters, okay?